Okay, this is part 6. I'll show you what I did. Okay, so this is one of the pockets I've decided to put it on the back page. So I'm just going to go ahead and score the pocket. Pocket flaps, if I'm going to get specific. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm going to do with that is just fold the flaps back and burnish to get it really flat. Okay, and then I am going to ink it. I'm going to ink it all the way around, including the thumb hole. Sometimes those can be tricky, so if you put your inking tool or whatever you're using, whether it's a sponge or dauber, if you go from under, then you don't get kind of the marks down in here if you go down the top. It doesn't matter if you get them underneath because it won't show anyway. Just if you're kind of a picky person. I don't know, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. Depends on my mood. Just got home from work just this minute. Got out of my work clothes and into my nice comfy stretchy clothes. And I thought I would share with you guys that for the past 3 weeks I've been on a new way of eating. Mostly to lose weight, but the side effect has been that I don't seem to suffer from the muscle aches that I was getting really badly, and I've had them for years. Okay, so I'm going to pause that thought, and I've got my laptop pulled up, and I'm just kind of reading some of the comments. So one of the comments was from Tracy, and she wanted to know where the doily dye is from, and it is a Cheery Lynn. I bought it locally at my craft store, but I found the packaging. Surprise, surprise. I guess I didn't empty my recycle bin yet. It's called French Pastry Doily. I'll hold it up because there is a number right here. So that's the doily. And she wanted to know what die cutting machine I have. I do have the Vagabond, the original from Tim Holtz. I believe they've redone it, and I'm not dead certain, but I don't really think it's a Tim Holtz anymore, but I could be wrong. Anyway, they had discontinued them for a while because I guess a lot of people were having issues with theirs. I've never had an issue with mine, so quite happy with mine. And, you know, I got it sort of in the anticipation that at some point I'm going to have difficulties with the crank. You know, I'm not getting any younger, let's be honest there. And anyway, I got a good deal on it, so I went for it, and I really like it. I guess the issue with some people was that it was basically the motor was pretty much dying, and I think it's because you have to really... Oh, I did that wrong. Sorry, hang on. Can't talk and work. Yeah, can't talk and chew gum at the same time. Okay, I want to explain about pockets. Now, I'm going to let that dry so it doesn't stick to anything. So when you've got your pockets and you've got your flaps, when you're putting things down, the side flaps are your channel. So if you put this up first and then this, when you go to put something in, it's going to hit that. So it's important that you go over top so that it has a nice easy glide and it goes underneath your flap. So clearly I did not do that, but I'm going to fix that right now. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue there and a little bit of glue here just to hold it in place while I put the rest of the glue on. And again, with your gluing, It's good to go right to the edges, but you don't want to go right to the edge on the inside because your glue could squirt out and then you're going to stick your pocket right to your page. Trust me, I've done that. Again, just using the Aleene's Tacky Glue. Really like this glue. It's the all-purpose one. It's nothing special about it. It just works well. So you do want to get the glue to the edge, but I just go super light. It's just enough to tack it down. Okie dokie. Now this is the back page. What I've done is I've gone through and I've laid stuff in there where I want to put stuff to make this go a little bit faster. And I'm just sort of estimating again. I'm not being super picky. I'm not, putting it center because I have the corner edge, so I don't really want to cover that up. So I'm just going to hold that for a sec. So getting back to what I was saying, what was I saying? Okay, I mentioned the doily die, I mentioned the die cutting machine. I have had the Big Shot. I like the Big Shot. And honestly, I've been so good lately with my everything, like my hands and everything. So if I had to get a new one, I'd really love the wide Big Shot one. That would be really great to get that. But I can't spend money I don't really need to spend. Okay, there is my back pocket, and I'm not quite sure what's going to go in there. We'll figure that out later. Okay, now I don't have anything for that yet. This one I want to put this here. So again, I'm just going to do the same thing with that. I'm going to ink it up first. Okay, what's my next question? I'm going to pull up another one here. Okay, let's go at the bottom here. This is from part 3. Hang on one second, guys. Can't quite read what it was. This is a really bad, slow laptop. Okay. Oh, something about the mat from the dollar store. Now, I did see some comments. People were, on my Facebook group, actually, they were mentioning about my silicone mat. Honestly, I don't remember which dollar store. I think it might have been Dollarama, which is Canadian. Yeah, I don't think it was at Dollar Tree. But, there's all kinds of different things you can use. It doesn't have to be that. It can be anything that has a raised anything, texture to it. Will give you a cool look. Okay, this one's not going to overlap at all. So I can just go ahead and glue that right down. I'm going to burnish it, though, because it's popping up a little bit. Sorry if I'm not on camera. Let's move this out of my way. Is this upside down? Yeah, it is. Okay. You see, I still have all these little bits from the doily everywhere. Kind of bugs me, but too lazy to clean it up. Okay, go ahead and put some glue on that. I think I need to fill my bottle again. It feels low. Yeah, and anybody who goes to the dollar store knows that, not all dollar stores are created equally. So you might go to one Dollar Tree and go to another and they have completely different things. Here in Canada, I have to say, we have pretty awesome dollar stores. They carry a lot of stuff. Now, I think this one I'm going to put closer to the edge. Just 'cause. I don't know why, yeah. And now, of course, I don't want to go right to the edge because I am going to stitch that in. Again, I'm going to hold that down. On your trifold, could you glue the top side under to the page? And they're talking about that trifold pocket that I was saying. I don't think so. I don't think the pattern is wide enough for it to bend back on itself, but I'll certainly look at that. I've had questions about the printers. I think I answered that though. They asked me why I didn't go with the HP. I think I did answer that one yesterday. Okay, now as far as the tag goes, that goes in this pocket, that was the one I needed to trim. So I think I'm just gonna hand trim it. Okay, here we go, you guys. This will be fun. I have to laugh at myself with the cutting things. I get so mad, when it leaves just the tiniest little sliver and you think I could get that cut. No, it just doesn't work for me. Hey, I did that pretty good today. Okay, going to bust out the yes paste again. And this time, I'm going to make life easier, and I'm going to put it on a piece of scrap so I don't have to wipe up the glue. Grab my spatula. Okay. It is cold down here today. I'm not in the basement. My house is ground floor and then I have an upper level, but the craft room is downstairs and it's chilly here today. My poor son, I looked at his weather and it's minus, what was it now? -7 Celsius, which to you Americans is pretty darn cold, let me tell ya. Not as cold as it can get, but it's cold enough. And it's snowing there, which is not an unusual occurrence for Alberta. We are spoiled here in British Columbia. Although if you go far enough north, they get really cold weather too. You're much closer to the Rocky Mountains going north. I have to laugh because where I work, it's South Surrey. We have a North and a South Surrey. And the further south you go is the closer you get to the American border. So I work pretty close to the border. And they call that the banana belt, which makes me laugh because, as if we're tropical. But compared to the rest of Canada, yep, you could probably say that. I know people laugh at us because we have such harsh winters, but I do know that in the United States they have some pretty harsh weather in certain areas. So us Canadians are certainly not alone in that. But for some reason we have this major reputation for living in igloos. I am not kidding you. I actually had somebody ask me if that was true. I'm not kidding. They were dead serious. So, the answer to that is no, I don't live in an igloo. Heck, where I live, you almost never even get snow. Get a lot of rain though. But that's what keeps BC green. I'm okay with the rain. I don't mind it. Okay, now this is just getting silly and it's starting to bug me. Stop it. Stop cutting. Stop cutting, Cheryl. I can't stop. Okay, that's it. I'm not doing any more. Now I'm going to ink that up. There's some pretty ephemera with this kit, I have to say. The pocket designs are really pretty. That's not even, that's going to bug me. Okay, tell me some of you are like that, because this is just nuts. My husband and I are very similar in that way. It's funny because, you know, when it comes to things that he might do around the house or, you know, fixing things or hanging a picture, it is so weird how my OCD works, because I can hang a picture, I don't measure. I just, eyeball it, say, okay, that's good, let's put it there. Oh, when he does it, you know, you get out the level and the measuring tape and the whole bit. I just want the picture on the wall, you know? So, yeah, I guess we both have our thing. And, we complement each other. Okay, I have this really tiny little hole punch. It's not exactly the right size for this, but it's pretty close. I'm just going to punch the hole in that. And then I just kind of punch a little bit more just to take some of the white away. And then I'll show you how I kind of cheat. So that's not even, but then I'll take my pokey tool and just sort of make it round. By the time I get the little whatever I'm going to put in there, probably twine. I kind of like that look. For this book, I don't know why. Twine is speaking to me though. That's better. Okay, good enough. That is going in this pocket. Let's get that over here. Should be dry enough to put that in there. Ooh, it just fits. Perfect. I'll put the twine in it later. Okay, swing this around. So there's the little tag, and it fits absolutely perfectly. Okay, so that's that page. Like I said, I'm trying to keep things together because I have things laid down on the pages. Okay, here's that trifold. So let's see. Now she said, okay, one side's going to go down on the page. Which side did I want? That side I want up. So I think she was referring to, see, you can't really. If I bent it, part of, I wonder, maybe I could. You know, that just might work. Let's do a little, that's probably what you're supposed to do, for all I know. I believe it's Chandra who I think owns the store, the engrapho, and she was asking if there was anything I thought her kit needed. I love the kit, I absolutely do, and I love what she's included with the kit, but I would just suggest to maybe attach a how-to on this, because every time I want to do one, I forget how to do it. So that would be very helpful if you're watching. Okay, I'm going to try that. See what happens. Oh yeah. So this one, I'd have to score that one too. Yep. So that would go under. And that one can go under. And that one's going to get glued down. how is that? Is that right? Gotta get glued down. Oh yeah. Awesome. Who was that? I want to thank them. Mary Almsberger. Thank you for the suggestion, Mary, because that does work. Happy, happy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that together so that I remember what I was going to do with it. So basically all I did was create a gusset, a little bit of a gusset, to accommodate the bulk of the paper being folded. So there's actually 2 score lines, so that's the gusset, okay? What a brilliant idea, Mary. Thank you. That is helpful. I think I'm going to like that better. Oh, I guess I should have glued this part. Oh, you donkey. Okay, that's fine. I can just stick the glue in here. Everything is solvable. And if it squishes out the bottom, that's okay. I can wipe it off. That's good. Good, good, good. I might want to trim that. Or see if I can slide it down. Nope. Not gonna slide. And I guess that's the problem with it, right? Are you gonna slide for me? No, because I'm impatient and it's stuck down too fast. That's okay. I'll make it work. I'll just ink it. That ink solves everything. So this is the actual part that's going to attach to the page, that part there. So I will ink this, but I'm going to have to wait, I think, until it dries a little better. I don't want to trim it because I think it'll make it look crooked on that side. So I will just ink it. Okay, so let's ink the other part while I'm waiting for that to tack up a little better. I think I did ink it, but I clearly didn't finish inking it. What's my time at? 22 minutes. I better move it. I will do another one. Gee, how many can you guys handle though? Because really, this is taking me forever. Okay, is that gonna show? I think I will maybe trim that top off. Yeah, I'll just trim that off a little. Better. This is distracting me. Let's get this out of the way. And is that right side? No, that's upside down. Yep, yep. Okay, I have to turn it around so I can look. And everything's falling out. Stop falling out. Okay. Yes, I wanted to put it on this page. It's going to flip that way. I think. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that wasn't a good idea to do that. I don't like the way it's folding. Not at all. Let's leave that one for now. Come back to it. I have to think. Cogitate. Okay, what have I got left here? That's finished. Okay, since this one's finished, let's just really quickly put a tab on that page. So I've decided that I'm going to tab the patterned pages only and leave the lined ones without tabs. What's my time? 24. I'm good. Okay, so you ink it all. you'll line up the bottoms, and then I use my thumbnails and just really, you know, make that nice and flat, and then I ink the top of it as well. And then when I put it on, the important thing is, if there's a right and a wrong, you want to make sure that it's facing the right direction. If you look closely at some of my books, you'll see that they're not. I put them in upside down. So you need to glue one side really well, right up to the crease. And then the opposite side, you only really need to do maybe a quarter of the way. Just the part that's actually going to sit on the page, because there's glue on that side, so they will meet. All right, which way? This way. Okay, so you look at the side that you know already has stuff on it, and I don't want mine sticking out too far, because I didn't allow you know, to make the book super big, right? So I only want it about there. And then just give this part a really good push, and then squish the tab together. And I try and stagger my tabs so they're not all in line. You don't want them in line, or you still have the same problem. You can't grab the pages easily. So just having that little bit of a tab actually works well. Okay, I'm going to stop it here, and then I'm going to start filming the next one. Okay? See you in a few minutes.